MMA people. All right, I got a question. Actually, I got two, maybe more. Is if Charles Oliveira beats Islam Makhachev, would that put him past Khabib Nurmagomedov in the legacy GOAT rankings? If the answer is yes, okay. If the answer is no, that's fine too. I would like to know why. Second question though, has Charles Oliveira already passed Khabib? I mean, he has literally the two best records that you could pretty much have in the UFC, other than title defenses. Okay, most finishes, most submissions, most finishes. It doesn't get much better than that. The only thing that you can really compare to most submissions and most finishes is most title defenses. That's about it. Okay. Now, Charles Oliveira, the most finishes. That's the highest level that you can get to in a fight. A one-on-one situation to that you both agreed to fight each other to make the other person openly admit that they no longer want to do this. That's what a submission is, okay? To make the other person signify that they no longer want to do this via tap or verbal submission, or a ref telling, hey, this dude's out. He can no longer defend himself, literally. Okay. Now, to second that, or whichever one, pick your poison, A1, A2, A2, A1, whatever. To render someone defenseless or unconscious and defenseless. To where, again, they can no longer defend themselves even if they wanted to. Charles Oliveira has both of those records in the UFC. Okay? They both won their title via vacancy. A La Quinta, Michael Chandler. I got Michael Chandler. Tony Ferguson or no Tony Ferguson. I got Tony Ferguson. Khabib versus Poirier was a longer fight than Charles Oliveira versus Poirier. Khabib versus Justin Gaethje was a longer fight than Charles Oliveira versus Justin Gaethje. Charles Oliveira has some pretty phenomenal feats, okay? Do not scoff at this. The question is, has he already passed Khabib? Third question, if he has not passed Khabib, what is there left for him to do in order to do so? Now, you say, oh, he didn't make the weight against Justin. All right, I'll give you that. So what's he got to do? Make weight against Islam? Beat Islam? If he beats Islam, I would like for Khabib to come out, which doesn't matter. But I'm just saying, I would like to see that. I would like to see Charles call for that more than anything. Even if it doesn't happen, I want Charles to aggressively go after that match. Especially if he wins more than anything. I want Charles to go after Khabib aggressively. Not for a long time, but just for at least a short period of time, just to see what happens. Okay? Khabib, again, great career, legend of the sport, but he was not in the UFC. More particularly, he was not at the top of the UFC for very long. Once he got to the top, he did his thing, he left his stamp, and he got out of there. So I think there's a lot left a lot more questions to be answered. And Charles Oliveira is the one with the notepad and the pencil sketching in, filling in the blanks, okay? He's the one with his name on the answer sheet. He's the one who's going to be able to give us these answers in due time, okay? So I'll be waiting, I'll be watching, and I'll be paying attention to see who's who, okay? I want to see who's who in this. UFC, MMA House, MMA Block, MMA Ville. Yes, we keep it real.